This is West Virginia. West Virginia. West Virginia. I see you. Virginia. I see you. Berkeley Springs Castle. I see you. I see you. Yeah. They try to act like we wasn't finna weird waking and find out. They was acting like we wasn't finna find out. It's up now. It's up. I'm talking about gas. All gas. Shed his beam out. Shed his beam out. A whole castle that ain't in England. Nah, it ain't in Scotland. Nah. That's in West Virginia. So who you think was the ones that was building them? Who you think was the ones that was living in them first? Ooh, a whole castle. Ooh, let me slide so you can see that. Let me slide so you can see that. A whole castle? Huh? What? A whole castle? It can't be a castle in America. Crazy. It's a gang of castles in America. Hidden in plain sight. They're everywhere though. But see, they don't bring this kind of conversation up because they know this is going to solve, this is going to connect. We came over here from slave boats. This right here destroys that entire conversation. This right here. Exactly. These is way older than the colonizers. You see, pictures speak 1,000 words. So videos put those pictures on steroids to our genetic DNA. So when you see videos and pictures is good. But the videos, that's why Noble Drew Ali was a mastermind, because he said the media is going to be our greatest weapon. The media. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. And once you stop putting them dots together, connecting them puzzle pieces, now you ain't going to be able to get it out your head no more. You see? Because you seen it already. And since you seen it, you can't unsee it no more. So you going to start looking at stuff like, that's Moorish. So who built it? You feel me? That's why they don't bring this up. Let's go. Nah. We go a little further. And check an old school look at it. Black and white. A whole black and white picture. And they act like the colonizers built these. Don't you know that our ancestors is the ones that built these? Don't you know that? If you don't know, now it's on. It's on now. It's on. Our ancestors put these together. Whole castles. Scattered all across the world. Especially the cast. This is the main piece. The castles, the architecture, the palaces, etc., etc. They're older than so-called in Africa. Do you realize one of the greatest scams that they ever said was that we were kidnapped and brought over here? This is one of the greatest scams that they ever have perpetuated on people. We were kidnapped and brought on this land. If we was kidnapped and brought on this land, how do you get these over here? How? How did you get these over here? How did you get these here? Because these are older than the ones in London, England, Scotland, Ireland, Germany, anywhere else in the world. Because this is the true old world in the Americas. Don't y'all know we the ones that kicked it off? You think it's a coincidence that Noble Drew Ali the Prophet was over here in the Americas? Think it's why wasn't he somewhere else? Why wasn't he somewhere else? Why did he pick the Americas? Because he seen how, like, look, Allah seen, like, look, they need somebody to go there and tell them to get them to reawaken who they are. Because they in a state of disarray. They out there lost. They out there beat down, mental slavery. They think they actually crayon colors and paint colors. They call themselves a paint color that their skin don't match. Do you realize the mental mind control somebody got to have on you? If you identify with a paint color, black, that your own skin don't match. Do you see the mind control? The mind control is crazy. And then call themselves the word and then embrace the word. And whole time the word is a European word. You realize that the word black, it's not an African word. But the sellouts, they'll tell you, I embrace black. It's an African word. I embrace everything that Africans embrace. Goofball. The word black is Indo-European. That ain't no African word. That ain't even no American word. So how you gonna say you embrace a word that has no origin of our people? You see, this is why I told y'all they gonna be making up so many different excuses on why they've been labeling us black and color people. Watch what I tell you. You're gonna see it start unfolding. You're gonna start seeing it unfolding. Just don't fall for it. Don't let them get no pass. Don't let them get off the hook. Nah, you stay over there where you at. Stay over there where you at. Nah, in the bottom of that castle, they got a real life dungeon down there. A real life dungeon. That's where a lot of them finna get put. A lot of them that's been selling us out, they finna get put in a dungeon somewhere. That's where they finna start getting put. A real life castle with a real life dungeon. Yeah. Hold on. You know, just on a side note, you know, when you call yourself a black person or a negro, you know what you call yourself? You know what? I ain't finna just tell you, I'm finna show you. I'm finna show you in real time when you call yourself a negro. You calling yourself this right here. This is what you calling yourself. What? Oh yeah. You ever seen Clash of the Titans? You ever seen that movie? Clash of the Titans. You remember that creature that was in that movie? When you call yourself a negro, this is what you calling yourself. You calling yourself this right here. This here. So what you calling yourself? You calling yourself a troglodyte. And I told y'all, and I'm showing y'all in real time, they put it in plain sight. So you don't realize what you really identifying as. This is a troglodyte. So when our people identify themselves as negros, this is what you calling yourself. You gotta look up the etymology of the word negro. It's gonna connect you to troglodyte. So when you connect it to troglodyte, you see a caveman. That's the caveman. Huh? That's the caveman. And that little sidekick right there, that's the troglodyte. That's the negro. The negro Yavera Arebo. That's what you calling yourself. You see that? So they put it out there the whole time. They've been showing people that when you identify as a Negro, they be out here talking about, don't say the N-word. They don't look at the history of the word. Because when you say Nehesu or Negus, that's actually a sacred thing. But when you listen to colonizers and sellouts and you don't do the knowledge yourself, then you say, yeah, what does it say? You say, here you go right here. You say, not true. The name is from a river in Africa. You know what the river is called? You know what the river is called? The Black River. Okay, so why would you identify yourself as a black river? Are you African or you American? First of all, which one is you? What's your nationality? See, that's the whole point. This right here ain't got no nationality. That right there ain't got no nationality. See that? You see, and this what got to get out there. What got to get out there is allowing other nationalities, like people that come from Africa. We not African. We not African American. See, that whole narrative died with Messy Jesse. That whole narrative died with this whole, yeah, I know. So, you know, you do realize you said you're black. So you do realize that the word black means albino. You do realize that, right? Huh? Do you realize that? Oh, okay. So the word black means albino, pale, colorless. So now think about it on another side. Like, if you speak English and the dictionary is telling you what a word means, what you finna do? Argue with the dictionary? What you finna argue with the dictionary? See, there it is. There it is. Just go ahead and sit out. Sit this out, man. Go ahead and sit this out before you get destroyed. Go ahead and sit this out. But that's on you, though. If you say you identify as a paint color that your skin don't match, that just show where your brain at. That just show where your brain at. And the word means pale. Yeah, you here, but what you here for? What you here for? That's the crazy part. So when you say you a Negro and you say you here, but then you so arrogant in your ignorance, that's why the world don't feel sympathy for people that identify as so-called black people. Because if they know better, the world look at it like, if you know better, why are you identifying yourself with a word that's associated with wickedness, evil, dismal? And then you see the conditions of the people who identify as that, which is black. The word means evil, dirty, wicked. Why would you want to associate yourself with a word that means something bogus like that? And then you look at how they acting on the streets and social. All you got to do is turn your phone on and look at social media. Look at the people who choose to identify with the word black. Look at their behavior. Look at their conduct. Look at their character. It be bogus as hell. I'm talking about backdoor you, backstab you, talk loud, reckless, crazy. Y'all seen that? Y'all seen the clip of them three chicks that was in that drive-thru? Y'all seen it, right? Why y'all in the drive-thru bugging up, going crazy? Opening the window up, throwing stuff in and out the window. Y'all seen the clip, man. You see that? But see, more than likely, they identify with the word black as an identity, which is really a black spell. It's dark magic. See, it's dark magic. It's dreadful. That's why you should never identify with that. And on top of that, when you say you a Negro, this is what you saying you is. You saying that you a caveman. You saying that you a beast. It don't matter how you say, well, you're trying to play semantics. Yeah, I'm examining words. That's semantics. Semantics is examining words. That's what you're doing. You're studying words, thus semantics. That's what semantics is. You're studying, breaking down words. That's what this is. This is what you're supposed to do as a scientist. You're supposed to study and break down words. They don't do that, though. Nah, they don't do that. Right. Exactly. Peace and love to all the critical thinkers that's out there. So when you say that you are black, you're saying that you are an albino. So how proud is you of saying that? I mean, you saying that with your chest. You beat your chest saying that you are albino. Yeah. That's how you know the mind control is strong. Because you beating your chest saying that you this right here. Because this right here is what negro means. Negro means this. This is what it means. It's not my opinion. That's what the word means. But when you see that, the first thing people be doing, they beat their chest and they be wrong on all fronts. But they in their mind gonna say, I'm just gonna stick with what I know. What if what you know, you were sent off? So all that you hold on to is a belief. It's not a fact. The facts are, there is no black land. There's no white land, orange land, purple land. There's a green land, but the people that live on that land, they skin ain't green. Get them. Get them. Get them. So, is this you? Is this you? Is this what you want to be? People be out here highly educated and full of indoctrination. That's the wildest part. You want direction, but then correction. See, this what a lot of people don't realize. A lot of people don't realize proper direction comes with proper correction. So if you're not being corrected, you're going to go the wrong direction. But that's when the ego kick in with that person, they self. They lower self kick in and they say, you can't tell me which way to go. But the same person that's complaining is the one that's the loudest about how they ain't getting nowhere. But then you champion the people and you put the people that's selling you out on the pedestals and say, yeah, y'all, you cheer them on. And they not finna tell you that this right, that they ain't finna tell you that that's a negro. They not finna tell you that that's a troglodyte. And the troglodyte means negro. And that over there, right there, that four-legged animal, that's a Negro Yavera Arebo. That's the black chimpanzee. They not finna tell you that though. Because they gonna keep you running with the lie on the hamster wheel. You talking loud, but you ain't getting nowhere. You doing a whole lot of running, but you running in place. That's where they want us. But guess what? That time dead now. Hold on. Hold on. Let's go right here. Hold on now. Hold on. Hold on. We just low-key getting started. Hold on. Nah. You go right here. Look. Category. Moorish Revival Architecture in West Virginia. Just in case you wanted a receipt. Just in case you wanted a receipt. There it is. There it is right there. Just in case, man. You said you wanted receipts. You said all you do is talk with receipts. You moving your hands and all this stuff, and you saying you want receipts. Cool. There it is right there. Why would this be out there? Why would this be out there if this was not what it is? Moorish revival architecture, West Virginia. There go the categories right there. So this ain't, do it say anything about Hebrew Israelite architecture? Have you ever seen that as a receipt? What about, have you ever seen a receipt that say Indian revival architecture? Can you find those? Huh. Can you show me anything that got some Hebrew Israelite architecture or Indian architecture that's a historic landmark? Ooh, that's when they get quiet. Can you show me a Pan-African historical landmark? Can you show me that? So what y'all build? What y'all build? They be talking about the Moors was over there in Africa. So if the Moors was in Africa, then how you got Moorish revival architecture in West Virginia? Ooh. Ooh, I know. How do you have this? How do you have this in Virginia? Hold on. Hold on. Congregation? West Virginia? How do you have this in West Virginia? If they out here talking about the Moors, they were in Africa. How do you have this in West Virginia? Talk to me. Huh? Talk to me. That's a great question. So the Moors were originally in America. Great question. Our people, Moorish people, were everywhere on the planet simultaneously. Great question. We are the world travelers. We are the original. And did you know, when you say the word white, white means the originals. Gotta get this. White means originals from all of the continents. So the term white, it has to do with nobility. It has to do with inheritance. It has to do with the OGs, the originals. So when you ask the question like, do you mean more or more? Again, if you falling for that booby trap, they got you right where they want you. They got you arguing over vowels. You got to understand, this is chess. It ain't checkers. These people ain't dummies. They know if they could do anything to cause a rip, some kind of riff, some kind of divisive argument, they know that people are not going to do research. I'm talking about thorough research. So they just going to go with what everybody else going with. But the scientists, the men and women that use their God-given discernment, they going to peep like, how could they be different people if first of all, the O comes before the U. And if you look up some in J.A. Rogers literature, you look up and say that Moors is spelled over 60 different variations around the planet. Over 60 different ways? This is a whole type, this is the propaganda that they do. They use little smaller things to throw people off. And they'll be like, no, the Moors, it's the M-O-O-R-S Moors. They were the ones that sold out. And the M-U-U-R-S Moors, they was the ones that was in America. Cap. It's over 60 variations to the spelling of the word Moor. M-A-U-R. That's Egyptian. That's Kemetan. M-O-R. M-U-R. Actually, the M-E-R is in the word America. America is the land of the Moors. It's in the name. A-Mer-I-Ka. A-More-I-Ka. It's in the name, fam. You see how something could be right in front of somebody's face, But for so long, they didn't peep it. You know how, like in your life, what do they say? What's the greatest place that you could hide something from somebody with the greatest chances that they not finna see it? You put it right in front of them. You put it right in front of them. Once you put it in front of them, they not gonna see it because they thinking that would be the most obvious place to put it. So why would somebody hiding something from somebody? Why would they put it directly in front of the people that they hiding it from? Because psychologically, people are gonna not think that they would hide it right in front of their face. That's why it's hidden in plain sight. You're not thinking that somebody gonna put it there. But whole time, that's the best place for somebody to hide something. Right in front of your face. Just like this castle right here. Right in front of your face. And that's in West Virginia. One of the names of Moorish languages? Yes. Listen, everything comes from the original people. We are the original people. Phoenicians, Carthaginians, Moabites, Canaanites, the Almoravids, etc. The actual real Turks, all right? The Sumerians, the Amorites. All of these people, like the Olmec, that's, fam, that's dealing with Moorish bloodline. You got to understand that every so-called people that have ever been on this planet are all originally Moorish bloodline. Now, you had positive ones and you had negative ones. You see? Just like you got today. You got people that's positive and then you got people that's negative. It's the same thing repeated out through history. But the ones who are selling us out, the reason why they have been able to do it for so long, but they time over with now, is because they look just like us. But their thing is power and control. That's their game. Deception, the art of war. Hide it from them in plain sight. Use deception. Use propaganda. Use decoys to put people in front of them who they think is the ones with power, like Trump, Biden, and all the rest of these people. You think that they the ones that's in power. They've just the decoys. They're the front man. They ain't the ones with the power. The people with the power is in the background. They ain't on camera. They not trying to be on camera. They pulling the strings from the background. You gotta look at the decoy system. Yeah? And then we take it right here. Chaplain Street Road. Historical. See the dome on the top? That's a Moorish dome. That's Moorish architecture, Moorish ancestry. So you know how they'll be like, well, this ain't your land. What proof do you got that the Moors was over here? Look at the landmarks. That's how you put it together. This is why they don't touch landmarks. They don't speak about landmarks. All they do is dismiss them. They avoid them. That's why they don't talk about them. See? Now, you come right here to Wheeling, West Virginia. Ooh, look at that building. What? West Virginia, I see you. Man, you see how I look? Moorish domes all on the building. Moorish domes all on the building. So who you think got the right to claim this? And keep in mind, Tartarians are Moors. Don't let them finesse you and be like, well, the Tartarians, they were different people. No, they were Moorish people. The same people on different sides of the world. The same people, fam. Remember, the people out here that's sorcerers, they wizards. What they would do is they would put a little fake love story out, and then they'll get momentum on it because they pay people to push it. This is what they do to cause division, divide and conquer. So people out here running for I'm going to vote Democrat. No, I'm going to vote for the Republican Party. They not even understanding that the Republican Party and the Democratic Party are not even in the Constitution. It's not even in the Constitution. So you out here debating on your job with your coworkers. You out here going crazy with people on social media, and you wasting your energy and your time because you haven't looked in the proper places, like the Constitution. In the Constitution, there is no mention of a democracy. It's a republic. See that? Article 4, Section 4, it says that every state is guaranteed a republic form of government. The average person walking outside listening to a politician who getting paid to send us off, they not finna reveal that because that's the power. The power is the people. It ain't no power to the people. The people are the power. They just got to remember. So scratch that whole, the power to the people. No, the people are the power. They just got to remember. You just got to remember the republic is where it's at. It's not in no democratic. It's not in no democracy. It's not in no, well, we're going to go to fighting against who? You got to realize that the people that we've been tricked to look at as like Caucasians, been tricked to look at them like they American. These people are not American. The only Americans by law and definition are Moorish Americans. We are the only ones who can say that we Americans. We true Americans. Can't nobody else say that. Well, they could say it, but they can't prove it. They can't prove it. They could run their mouth about whatever. But when you come down to at the end of the day, the only people that can make a claim that's standing in law is Moorish Americans. That's why they don't push that. So the original immigrants, they talking about it's an immigrant crisis. It's ironic that the first immigrants who are pale-skinned Caucasians got the nerve to call everybody else an immigrant that come to the Americas. And they the first immigrants. Yeah. They are the first immigrants here. You understand? They not Americans, fam. That's another reason why they don't push nationality. They don't push status. They don't push what are the 4 classifications of citizenship in the Americas. Exactly. They are the first illegals. Ooh. You see that? But see, when you see a building that look like that, now you starting to be like, okay, I'm starting to see a connection that all these buildings, they seem to have the same symmetry, architecture. They got the same designs. Who built them? Moors built them. Our ancestors built them because we've been here. Ain't no colonizer build these buildings. What you mean? Look, man. Look, man. And you go here. Just go a little closer. You see Buddy right there, right? Look right next to him on both sides. You see them windows? Those are Moorish arches. Those are insignias. Those are symbols. That's actually autograph. An autograph in stone is crazy. That's crazy work. Is somebody autographing buildings worldwide with a Moorish arch and a Moorish dome in concrete and marble and stone is crazy work. It's all around the planet, though. It's all around the planet. Exactly. On my soul, that's the signature. So when you say, how do we know that Moors built that? How do we know? Let's go here. How do we know? How do we know? How do we know? Just to help. Okay, let me pull this up. Now, let me slide right here. Okay, look. The rich history of Moorish design, right? Now, keep in mind, we are not Muslims. We're not Muslims. We're Muslims. You see, you got to study language. Remember, the O comes before the U. We are Muslims and Asiatics. O comes before the U. So when you say Muslim, no, we're Muslims. Muslim is ancient. Muslim is modern. It's not ancient. That's why you go to the ancient times. Moslem. Muslim. Those are the ancient ones. Those are the ones that was out here speaking Aramaic. Ge'ez. Those are the ones that were studying and speaking Sumerian dialects, Egyptian Meta-Nature, Phoenician dialects, where you get the term phonology and all that from. Muslims. Assalamu alaikum. Malaikum salam. This is where you get that from. You get that from Muslims. Original. Right? So let me just show you this. So you see how I say key characteristics and elements, arches, the defining feature is the horseshoe arch, though scalpeled, multifold, and pointed arches are also common. See that? So it ain't just always going to be an arch like a horseshoe. It could be scalpeled, multifold, or pointed arches. It could be a point too, like on castles. Decoration, ornament tile work, intricate geometric patterns, calligraphy are used on walls, floors, and ceilings. Structure, common features include towers, marionette style, domes, complex like ceiling decorations known as what? It's known as what? Hold on. See that? Interior often features heavy plastering, colorful tiles, and detailed abstract or what? What? This is Moorish architecture. This is the connection. Ah, yeah. Ah, yeah. Nah, just to show you something real fast. Now, keep your eye on that right there, right? Keep your eye on that. Now, you see how I say the rich history of Moorish design, right? Okay. Now, explain to me when you see this right here. What did it say? Moorish revival or neo-Moorish is a 19th century exotic revival architectural style, right? That adopted elements of Moorish and Islamic design. Okay. Now you see that picture right there. Okay, keep your mind on all three of them. But this one right here, I want y'all to pay attention to that right there. Okay? Let me make it bigger for you. Pay attention. You see that water in the front? And you see the Moorish arches that's in the background, right? Right? Now, we in Virginia whole time. Look at this. This shit finna blow your mind. This shit finna blow your mind. This shit finna blow your mind. Fam. Where's it at, man? Hold up. Let me find this. This shit finna blow your mind, Jay. Is it right here? This finna blow your mind. How can you have a university called University of Virginia and it got the same type build of rich Moorish designs? But hold up, they said that Moorish people was North African. It was North African. So why do you have Moorish design in the University of Virginia? Think about it. Hold up. Think about it. Nah. We gonna hold you to the fire. We finna hold you to the fire. Rich history of Moorish design. The rich history. Nah, we gotta hold you to the fire. Hold on. We gotta hold you to that fire. What? How, man? How, Sway? How could this possibly be here as a build in Virginia? But they said the Moors was in Spain and they said it was over there. Hey, it's on the way. It's on the way though. This shit finna be crazy. It's on the way though. Speaking into existence. It's already on the way. So you see that? Now we go to Rotunda. We go to the Rotunda. This is in the University of Virginia. Don't you see the Moorish domes on top of that? Don't you see the Moorish domes on top of the Rotunda in Virginia? Yo, crazy. We talking about the Moorish onion domes that's on top with the Moorish pillars that's in the front. Ooh. Hold on now. Let's look at it in the front. What? That look like something that's from Egypt or something. Don't that look like something that's supposed to be over there? That's in Virginia. Ooh. Hold on now. They said that the Stewart Hall, this right here. Hold up. They said that the Stewart Hall, this building right here, was built when they had cars on the street like that. Fam, put it together. You really believe that? Like, for real. You really believe that this building in West Virginia University was built when they had cars like that? Ain't no way, fam. Ain't no way it was built then. Cause you see them cars? So that's all the kind of technology that they had at the time? And you trying to tell me that they was building stuff like this? And it's funny how you got 3 Moorish arches on the doorway to that building right there. Oh, 3 Moorish arches on the doorway. 3 Moorish arches on the doorway. But you trying to tell me that got built when they had cars like that outside? Cap. Nah. We ain't going. We ain't going. Stewart Hall, closer look. Yeah, it's a close look. 3 Moorish arches on the doorway. Let me let you look at that. What? Exactly. When you look at the mansions, when you look at the castles, when you look at universities, you see the same type designs. See? See there? See there? That low-key look like a castle. That look like a castle. Stewart Hall, West Virginia. I see you. Stewart Hall, West Virginia. I see you. I see you. Now we go to the West Virginia, another building in West Virginia. I see a clock tower. A clock tower? A clock tower. Wow. I don't know what they thought it was finna be. I don't know what they thought it was finna be. Everything over here is getting ethered. Everything is getting ethered. Everything. Because it's time now. It's time now. Now we go to Carnegie Hall. Carnegie Hall? And where's this at? Virginia. Ha. Virginia. Yeah. Virginia. I see you, Virginia. West Virginia, I see you. The Capitol Theater? Look at the arches. Hold up. Look at the arch. Look at the arches. And then look at the pillars that's in the front. Look at the arch. Look at the big giant arch in the front. And the two other arches on the side. And then you got the pillars that's in front. Ooh, hold on. Hold on, fam. Hold on, fam. Hold on, fam. Hold up. You need to see it. You need to see it. You need to see it. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. Capitol Music Hall, one of the oldest theaters in West Virginia. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Nah, this is one of the oldest houses in Virginia. See it? See it right there? And it just so happened to be that you got these pillars on the front of that building. Don't that look like something out the White House? Huh? I mean, don't that look like something out the White House? Don't that look like something out the White House? Huh? I'm just saying. You look like something out the White House. Whole time, that's in West Virginia. One of the oldest houses. Hold up, what we got here? Charleston's oldest houses. We talking about Virginia? We still cooking Virginia right now. Uh-oh. Hold on. Moorish pillars again. Giant dome on the top. See? Man, listen. Listen, man. I don't know what they thought it was finna be. But we ethering everything over here. Everything over here getting ethered. We talk about how could somebody, let's use critical thinking real quick. How could some of the oldest houses in Virginia look like this? They got Moorish designs. How? And they said that Moors was in Africa, but they got Moorish designs in America though. Do you see anything of that has Pan-African architecture? What is Pan-African architecture? What is it? What is Indian architecture? What is Indian architecture? What is it? What is it? Where is it? And this is another old house. One of the oldest houses in Virginia. Huh? Yeah. You got pillars on the front of that house too? Hey, you see how much that house going for? Look at the $985,000. 985. So you might as well just say $1 million. You might as well just say $1 million for that crib. And look at the crib. You got 4 pillars on the front of it. Ooh, oh my God. You got 4 pillars on the front of it. Ain't saying nothing on there about no Indian, Native American. It don't say nothing about that. And the crib going for a cool $1 million when you round up and you put the tax on it. $1 million for that? Yes. Yes. And it's where is it? It's a historic property featuring a stone cottage, huh? Making it one of the oldest buildings in the state. Hey, how do you got an Egyptian obelisk in Virginia? How do you got an Egyptian obelisk in Virginia? Right. Over here talking about, well, that's Greek. That's Greek design. A goofball. How do you got an Egyptian obelisk at Westview Cemetery in Virginia? Moors built that. Don't you know that the Moors are Egyptians? Don't you know it's the Upper Egypt and Lower Egypt is in the Americas? It ain't over there in so-called Africa. Facts. Everything is here. Everything is here. Don't you? Hey, look, real rap. We got Egyptian. One of the reasons why they say that English is such a hard language to learn, because English actually is made up of a combination of languages and dialects. English has Egyptian in it. It has Arabic in it. It has Hindu in it. English is not what they say when they be like, English is a bastard language. It's not like that. English was created as a language to do trade and business with. So somebody that spoke some Arabic, somebody that spoke some Hindu, somebody that spoke some Latin, somebody that spoke some Egyptian, they would be able to understand English because English has those languages inside of English because English was created for business and trade language. Cultured Moors created the English dialect to do business and trade with other nationalities. That's why you would have somebody come over here that speak very little English, but they speak enough to understand how to do business and trade. That's why people from around the world, they got to learn English. You see? Because English is a language of angles. That's why you could say, like, in Chicago, right? We say, like, some cold. Like, that's cold. That's raw as hell. And somebody else say, like, well, that's hot. Something like that. So we speak in the same language, but we got different dialects. Like, our words is different. Like, somebody could be from down south. They got a different sound. Even people that's from down south, they sound different. Like Mississippi, ATL, Tennessee, they got different sounds. Alabama, they got different slang, different dialects, but they speak in the same language. West Coast, they got their own slang. East Coast, they got their own slang, just like anywhere else. So it's the language that we speaking, but it's different formations of words and dialects and how we say stuff. You feel me? And that's what English is. Right. Like, what's interesting is the fact that how it's hidden in plain sight. People don't even be realizing that English, when you say English, it has Egyptian in it. So we actually speak a form of Egyptian when we speak in this language. And the whole time, when you think about it, when we go take trips over there, that so-called Egypt and whatnot over there, Morocco over there, we be thinking that the people over there is the original ones because they over there now. Them ain't the original people that was over there. The original people over there was copper complexion. It was dark complexion. Them people over there, they not the OGs over there. No, sir. When we go over there and we put the shamar, like we put these on our heads, the shamogs and the turbans and the fezzes, that's us reconnecting, showing them what it looked like. They ain't showing us what it looked like. We showing them what it is. Because we the ones that's world travelers. We the ones that was putting the turbans and the fezzes and the shamogs on and the drip on. That's us that kicked that off. They ain't kicked that off over there. They watching us work. We ain't watching them work. You feel me? So you see how much that crib going for, right? Damn near a cool million, right? Nah, you come right here to talk about that's one of the oldest demos. Then you go right here. How could there be a giant obelisk, Egyptian style, in Parkersburg, West Virginia? What? How could that be here? When they said, no, the Egyptians was in Africa. We not African. We Moorish American. We ain't African. That's what got to get out there. We not African, fam. We Moorish American. All these so-called Africans that come over here, they not American. Even if somebody from Africa, they parents come over here and they're born here, they're a U.S. citizen. We not U.S. citizens. We are the original indigenous people. We not U.S. citizens. So they could come over here as immigrants. They ain't not an American though. You an immigrant still. You ain't American. No. And that will be the so-called label of a Native American. You come over here or you're born here, but you're not original indigenous to this land. That part. That part. You're not indigenous over here. No, sir. Then you see this. What do you see? Moorish revival architecture in West Virginia is rare, characterized by exotic neo-Islamic and Spanish elements like horseshoe arches and intricate dillons. Ain't this what I've been showing y'all this whole time on this beam out? This whole time? Look at that building. What do that say? The Waldo Hotel. Look what it say. Look, architectural style, Moorish revival. Ooh, Moorish revival style. The Waldo Hotel. Look at the top. U.S. Historic District. How is the building from a hotel built in? Why was it built in Moorish revival style? Why? Because Moors built that. Yeah. It's up, man. It's up, man. And you see it? Can you feel it? Look. Spring Hill. The mausoleum. Look. Look at the architectural style right there at the bottom right there. Look. Architectural style. Moorish. Charleston, West Virginia? Ooh. You see? You see that? Ain't no debating. Ain't no arguments. You gonna get destroyed. You gonna get destroyed. If you come against this Moorish tidal wave, you gonna get crushed. Straight up. You getting crushed, fam. Because when you show the evidence, when you say it says built in a Moorish style, Spring Hill Cemetery Historic District, U.S. National Register of Historic Places. So this is registered as a Moorish historic mausoleum. You see the receipts. How is it Moorish? How is it not Moorish? Look at the Moorish dome on the top of it. Number one, look at the doorway. When you look at the doorway, you see what time it is. A giant horseshoe on the doorway. She don't think it's Moorish? Ta. You don't think it's Moorish though? Huh? Yeah. Yeah. So you see it. You say, what happened? They infiltrated the Moorish Empire? Yeah, you got sellouts, you got traders, just like you got today. You got people that look the same, but they got different causes. They not all for the same thing. You got people out here that sell out every day. They sell out every day for their selfish gain. They don't care about we the people. They care about how much bread can I put in my pocket? How much can I make? That's what they own. That's what they own. And you see, don't none of this history ever say this is Indian design. This is Pan-African design. If Hebrew Israelites built something, then how come they ain't got no pictures? How come they ain't got no receipts? How come they ain't got no evidence of nothing that they built? Nothing. Virginia, West Virginia, I see you. I see you. I see you. So one last look at it one more time. One more time, just one last look at Virginia, just to show you some about how Moors built this and we the originators. So this is over there in Andalusia, so-called Spain. Just one more time so you could just see. This is in Andalusia. This is on the other side of the world in so-called Spain. His real name is El Andalusia. Now you come here and then you see the same type design at the University of Virginia. What? How? How is that there? In the same type style and design as over here. How could it be there? Yeah. How could it be there? Huh? Hey, listen, the receipts is there. How could it be there? How could it be there? Virginia, West Virginia, I see you. How could it be there? Huh? If the same people didn't build it, then you explain how it looked the same. How does it look the same? It looks identical. Same Moorish people was the ones that cooked up that blueprint that made that happen. The originators, not the imitators, not the newcomers, not the colonizers. Nah, Moors did that, and we still doing it. We still doing it. So I hope y'all got something from this beam out. You got questions? DM me, reach out. We gonna reach back. You say, so who sold us out? Our own people sell out their own people. That's why. They're doing it now with slave brand names like Negro, Black, and Colored. Our own people sell their own people out. This is why it's a crisis on how can I trust somebody? Because our own people, some choose to sell their own out for money. Because ignorance brings in money for people who want to trick their own and finesse their own. This is what they do it for. They want to put bread in their pocket. That's why they keep telling you that you black, you a person of color, you a Negro, you a Pan-African. This is why they do that for. They do that to finesse you out your nationality and birthright. That's why they finesse you. And then they got people that's paid off. They come over here like Africans. And then they'll be like, oh, well, I'm finna have you push the black agenda and tell them, well, black man and black woman, I'm finna have you talk about that. This is what they own. You got to understand the game. It's chess. It ain't checkers. So if you got questions, DM me. Again, it's our time right now. It's our time, fam. It's our time. No, right now, it's going to be people out here that's been pushing this black narrative. They've been going high, pushing it. Watch how they start switching up on some, well, I was just calling us black and people of color because that's just what our people are used to. And I wanted to have them grow with me as I grew with them type shit. Get the fuck on. That shit dead. Ain't none of that. You supposed to lift people up by being the example. You ain't supposed to show no example of something that's bogus and then be like, yeah, I was just showing that because y'all used to that. So I just was using that term as a connection. Cap. You gonna see though. Just watch. Just watch how these people pushing that black narrative been capping. Just watch. Just watch and watch how they try to switch it up. Ain't no falling for that, man. Nah. Ain't no passes. Ain't no passes. We own that. Ain't no passes. So look, y'all tap in to Khalifa Media. Y'all tap in there. Got a gang of books on there. Hidden in Plain Sight is on there. You got all type of literature that's on there. You got all type of merch that's on there. Make sure you tap in. Remember, somebody that don't know can get finessed by somebody that do know. So it's better to get ready and stay ready. So you ain't got to get made to get ready and stay ready. It's better to be a warrior in the garden, you feel me, than a gardener in the war. It's ready. You should be ready already. Just in case it kick off. You already ready. You already ready. You know what I'm saying? So tap in, man. Tap in. The Real Kush Day at gmail.com. Tap in right there. That's where you can reach me at. Or you can reach right here on TikTok or IG or YouTube. Yeah, make sure y'all get that book, man. Make sure y'all tap in. Hidden in Plain Sight. The Moorish Parable. Fam, it's a parable because they didn't put our people mentally in a place where, like a sardine. Y'all know that ain't no such thing as sardines in the ocean. Ain't no such thing as a fish called sardines. This how crazy it is. There's no such fish in the water known as a sardine. Sardines get their head cut off. Okay? Sardines are regular small fish that get their wig cut off. They get put into a can. They just all small fish though. Yeah. There is no fish called a sardine, fam. So when they cut off the heads of the small fish, they label them sardines. But ain't no natural fish in the sea or the ocean or the rivers called a sardine. This is what they have done to Moorish Americans. They have cut off our heads as far as this. You see that? That's what that's a symbol of. Right here. That's what that's symbolizing. So the capstone being decapitated from the rest of the pyramid, that's symbolizing the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, the nationality and birthright being chopped off the heads of the Moorish Americans. That's what this is a symbol of. You see? The nationality and creed was cut off. So in order to get this back connected, you have to tap back into your ancient foremothers and forefathers, our birthright, nationality, Moorish American. You got to let go of the slave brands. I know it might be like, damn, if I let go of saying that I'm black, then what am I? If I let go of saying I'm an Indian, damn, what am I? You're a Moorish American. That's what you are. Original descendant of the best. and the worst. But you standing on principles, so you uplifting fallen humanity. You feel me? You gotta uplift, fam. And uplifting fallen humanity, that's the woman. So, and you want to change something outside, first change yourself. Then you looking at uplifting the nation, you gotta uplift the mothers. You gotta uplift the women. You see that? That's why you see the prophet holding up that Moorish woman, because she was unconscious. You gotta uplift the woman. So you uplift the woman, you uplift the nation. You uplift the nation, you change everything. Now you get the children to be on what they supposed to be on. And it repeats and it repeats and it repeats and it repeats. So you uplift the woman, you uplift the nation. You understand? So they out here talking about, oh, the woman, she need to sit down in the back. Nah, the woman is supposed to be right on the side by side, sitting on the throne. You got the king and you got the queen. Remember, the queen on the chessboard can move everywhere she want to move. The king, strategic, he moved one piece at a time, one block at a time. But as a unit, when they working together, the queen on the chessboard is supposed to, is her job, her duty is to protect the king. We talking chess, not checkers. The queen's position and duty on the chessboard is to protect the king. Work with the other pieces on the board. You see the duality? But on the flip side, off the board, the king protects the queen. See? This way, then this way. You both protecting each other. You protecting each other. You say the queen is the most important. Nah, she's not the most important piece. She works as a team with the king. Once you capture the king, the game is over. You see that? Once you capture the king, the game over. Game over. Checkmate. That's why the queen can move around like she can move around. That's why you got to protect the queen too, though. See that? You want to end all the confusion about relationships, and you want to end all the confusion about dating and all that. Nah, get with people that get you. Like people that like you. Build with people that build and stand on principles. How you building with somebody that don't stand on nothing? You want to build a relationship with somebody that don't even stand on nothing, and they identify as a paint color, their skin don't match. How far you think that's finna go? You want to build something with somebody that identify with as a paint color that they skin don't match. What you think finna come out of that? Crazy. Crazy. You identify with a nationality, they telling you they're a paint color. They skin don't match. And the paint color they call themselves mean pale. And it mean Negro. What kind of what you think that's finna make? What? What you think that's finna make, man? Get with people that's on the same type wave you on. If you with growth and development, get with people that's on that wave of growth and development. Get with people that's getting you. So it ain't no force type relationship. It ain't no force type frequency, energy, or vibration. Nothing is forced when it's natural flow. When it's in God flow, nothing is forced. You don't gotta force nobody to do nothing. It's a God flow. But that's when you tap into your higher self. You don't gotta force nothing. It's organic. You feel me? So I'm finna move around though. I'm glad y'all tuned in. I'm glad y'all thinking critically about your thinking. I'm glad y'all not on some, well, I gotta go with everybody else going with. Nah, be your own thinker. Think for yourself. That's the best way to be. Don't you know you got your own fingerprint? You got your own individual fingerprint. Don't nobody on this planet got your fingerprint. So whatever you touch is really the God touch. But you just got to touch it. You got to tap in. You just got to tap in. Nobody else got your fingerprint. So it don't matter what somebody else doing. Just tap in. Yeah, I appreciate all y'all that tune in, man. Each one teach one, I self-law and master. Study, 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 and teach your children. Peace. Teach your children early. It ain't never too late, but teach them early so they can be ones that could go to school. If you got them going to school, they could teach their friends, they little homies in class, and they could share that more science with them. Now, whole time, the whole school then got turned because your child then went to school with that knowledge itself, and they in school like, you feel me, like lasers in there, just slicing. That part. All right, I'm gonna catch y'all more on the next one. Oh yeah, DM me what city, what country y'all want to see next. We got a lot of work to do. I don't know which one we gonna do next, but let me know what y'all think though. All right, let me know what y'all think. Yes sir, let me know what y'all think, man. Much love, y'all. Definitely teach them babies. Definitely teach them babies, man. For real. All right. Much love, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Oh, yeah. Shout out to all the GDs, BDs, MCs, the Rangers, Black P Stones, Vice Lords, Bloodhounds, BGDs, Latin Kings. All y'all out there, man. Nationwide. Shout out to the Travelers. All y'all out there. All y'all Asiatics, all y'all Muslims. Shout out to the Bloods and the Crips. Whatever you bang with, shout out to the Zopan. Whatever you bang with, it's one nation. Each one teach one. All right? Each one teach one. Peace, Morris.
I had a big paper towel roll, which is easier to do. I can't. Oh my god, I can't even. Oh my god. That is such an epic. Watch it too, bro. I miss it too. I'm sorry, and there's a crossbow. There's a dude with a crossbow. Shut the fuck up. You Doug with a crossbow? Doug Boyce, you do got the fucking crossbow, you lying. Shut the fuck up, you asshole. Bro, the laugh. You laugh just like me. I love Black Ops 2. I miss that game so much, baby. Shut up, Duck Boys. Oh my god. Don't talk to him like that. Really? That'd be nice. So